Alright, so today's topic is loops. So what is this loops? How it is going to help us? What for it is used? So in simple word we can say loop means repeating the statement. Statement or statements, I can say one or more statement. So what is that? Suppose I am writing console.writeLine. Some sentence, let's say welcome. Then basically it displays only one time. But someone said, can you please repeat this 5 times? Then suddenly we'll say, okay, I will copy paste it 5 times like this. But this is not the right way. Today I said 5 times, so you said let's copy paste 5 times. Tomorrow if I will say 200 times, then you have to copy paste 200 times, which is not a right practice. So I will write only one time. And can you help me to repeat it 5 times or 10 times or even 2000 times? So without copy pasting it again and again. So that concept we say it as loops. So loop means repeating any one or more statement again and again. Like suppose you are listening one one song. So there might have written something called loop, right? Loop means you completed listening that song. Now you want to click on loop so that it will be again and again repeat that song. So the loop concept is repeating any work, any task again and again. So what to do? What are all steps of approaches to repeat one or more statements? We have various ways, various loops. We have for loop, we have while loop, we have do while loop, we have for each loop, okay. So these are various loops we have. So how to proceed with these loops? Let's first understand for loop. Using for loop, how to repeat any one or more statement again and again. So heading is for loop. Syntax. So syntax is you have 3 statements. One is start, one is end, and one is step. For any kind of repetition, you have to have idea of these 3 things. Now for a minute, let's understand about the real life. Suppose I asked you to do some task again and again, okay, in real life. Like for example, there is a jogging track. You are doing the morning walk over there, and I said do 5 rounds. So suddenly what you do, the moment you complete one round, you count it as 1. The moment you completed second round, you count it as 2. Like that you start counting. When the 5th, that means 5 will be completed, that time you stop. That means that time your starting become 1 because you counted from 1. You ended at 5 because somebody told you to make 5 rounds of the track step by 1. That means every time you incremented 1 by 1. First 1, then you counted 2, then you counted 3. When you completed 5, you are coming back and saying that, sir, I completed 5 rounds of running. Then you stop it. So that counting is helping you to understand whether you have completed your work or not. That counting is not the main task. Main task is running. But apart from that main task called running, you have one more secondary task called counting. Nobody asked you to count, but you started counting because you are human being. You think, you feel that if I will not count, perhaps I will not come to know whether I finished my work. Similarly, here also our main task is display welcome 5 times or 10 times. But this counting, which is including start, end and step, that is something like secondary task. So that secondary task called counting logic, start, end and step, has to be arranged like this. Okay, so rather I will write the heading syntax here, because the start, end and step, not the syntax, it is understanding. So syntax is, you have to arrange these 3 things in a manner, just like this: start, semicolon, end, semicolon, step, then bracket close. Alright, so for loop means you have to do something like this, and within this bracket you have to write the main task. So suppose your main task is display welcome console.writeLine, then you have to say console.writeLine. So should I write here statement to repeat? Statement to repeat. So this is called syntax. I didn't write any actual 1 or 5 or 1 anything, but I just wrote angle bracket start, angle bracket end, angle bracket step. That means it is mandatory. So 3 things you have to inform here to the compiler that okay, these are the 3 things you have to follow, and then whatever the statement to be repeated, you have to write it here. Example, if you will take some example, then you can say for integer I, some number you take, n, I, a, b, c, anything. So n equal to 1. Like somebody says 5 times. So I started from 1. I will go up to 5 and step by 1. So just arrange those 3 things in a sequence. So start is over. Where to end? End at 5. So basically, if I will write n equal to 5, then meaning is proceed when n equal to 5. So I have to say n less than or equal to 5. That means when n value is less than 5 also continue. When n value is equal to 5 also continue. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these numbers are less than or equal to 5. Then I said n plus plus. In operator, we have understood one symbol called plus plus. Right? Plus plus meaning is increment by 1. Or somebody can write here n equal to n plus 1 also. But since we have one small symbol plus plus, so why not we'll use that. So it says start from 1. That means start counting from 1. Proceed as long as n value is less than or equal to 5. That means for 2 also proceed, for 3 also proceed, for 4 also proceed, 5 also proceed. When it will be 6, don't proceed. Stop it. That is what the meaning. Then n plus plus, that indicates every time after finishing the task, increment the value of n by 1. So what is the task here? As here I explained, one is called secondary task, one is called primary task. So here primary task is to display welcome. So I will write console.writeLine welcome. Makes sense? So this is the syntax, and this is equivalent implementation of the syntax in a very simple example. Just I wanted this welcome word 5 times to be repeated. Tomorrow if I will make it 50, it will start counting from 1, proceed counting up to 50, and every time it will increment the counting by plus plus. So whether 5 or 50, nothing much difference, you just need to have end condition as 50. So this is going to repeat welcome 5 times. So let's put it inside a program and see how it is proceeding. First what it is doing, then what it is doing, then what it is doing, just like debugging we do every time. So I hope I have started recording. Alright, so go to Visual Studio. So create a program, name it as using loop, something like that. Using loop. I'll save it in desktop. So question is display welcome 5 times. So it's a simple program. Next we will see little more complicated, like this task may be anything. Okay, so it may be simple as display welcome, or it may be some calculation involved or something. So that we can do also. So any task to be repeated, that task has to be put inside this curly bracket. Again, just like if condition I said, if there is only one line, this curly bracket is optional. Here also I can ignore this curly bracket like this, because I have only one line below the for loop. Okay, but if you have multiple lines, then it is mandatory. Same rule which is applicable for if condition. So let's go here and put that here, what we understood. So should I make a function? I will write is loop or for loop underscore 1. For loop underscore 1. So inside this we will put that program, whatever we discussed. Alright, so call this the main, and here console.read key. So put a breakpoint here and proceed. First it will come to start, then it will come to end, then it will come to step. As per our understanding, start, end and step. So you can see here, the moment you press F10, it will come to start. This is the start, then it came to end, then it check whether end condition is true or false, then it will come to actual statement to be repeated. So it displayed welcome, then it went to step. Okay, start, end, then step. So between start and end, it will try to initialize that data into the memory, then only end can be checked. So first it initialized to 1, then it checked whether it is less than or equal to 5. That is what it did. Then it displayed welcome once. So if I will say the sequence, first is this, then this, then this, okay, this one, then n++. So first start, then end, then task to be repeated, then step. So once that cycle is over, then it will come to end again. Now n++ means the new value of n become 2, because n++ means increment by 2, increment by 1. So if you take the mouse, you can see n value is 2. So it is coming down, and then n plus plus, and then coming down, and then n plus plus. So every time it checks end condition whether less than equal to 5 or not. So now what is the value of n? It is 4. It is 5. Then n plus plus. That means the new value of n is 6. So now it will say false, because 6 is not less than or equal to 5. So it will come down and it will say that yes, I completed the work. So you can see it displayed 5 times. So based on the counting logic, always it varies whether 5 times or 50 times. If I will make it 15, same program without breakpoint I will do. Same program, it will display 15 times, because I started counting from 1, proceeded up to 15. So just like this, any task you write here in place of this line number 18, that task will be repeated again and again. This is a simple program to understand how it goes. So let's do some calculation oriented program here, some manipulation, which will have the relation with this n value. Suppose somebody says, I don't want to display welcome, I want to display n itself. Okay. Then what will happen? Instead of welcome, 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 n value itself it will come, whatever it is. Okay. So n value first time 1, so 1 will be displayed. N value second time 2, so 2 will be displayed. Why 2? Because we are doing n plus plus every time. 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, like that it will display. So let's run it and see how does it work. Have a look. So 1 to 15 it is displaying. Now someone said, I don't want to increment by 1 1, I want to increment by 2 2. There are two ways again. N equal to n plus 2 you can write, or n plus equal to 2 also you can write. So that means you want to increment by 2 to 2 to every time. So 1 increment by 2 means 3, increment by 2 means 5, 1, 3, 5, 7, like that it will display. Let's see. Alright. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. So once 15 reached, it says I am done. So based on how much you are incrementing, from where you are starting and from where up to you are going, ending. So that 3 statement is deciding, start, end and step is deciding what will be the behavior of the loop. But overall understanding is loop means it is repetition of the statement. So if you want, I can make it 2 program. One is _1, one is _2. This is increment by 1, this is increment by 2. Okay, so this will also display, this will also display, but this will display increment by 1. Okay, right side whatever I write this way, that is for your reference, not for compiler's reference. Like this you can do anything as per the requirement. So if I will display 1, it will display first loop. If I will display 2, it will display second loop. So this is increment by 1, and if I will call second one, I commented first one, then it will display second one. Similarly, if you want to display from last to first means 15, then 14, then 13, then 12 and so on. You help me. If you have understood, you can tell me. So how to write that? Suppose I copy pasted this. What changes we should do? Starting value will be 15. Very good. uh, absolutely, here greater than or equal to 1, because each number coming between 15 to 1 is greater than 1, not that less than 1. 15, 14, 13, 12, whatever is coming between 15 to 1, definitely they are all greater than or equal to 1. So if somebody will forget still less than equal to 1, it is mistake. Why? Because 15, 14, 13, 12, all these numbers are not really less than equal to 1. It is greater than equal to 1. So greater than equal to 1. And here, as per your own wish, if you want to say decrement by 1, decrement by 1. Yeah. So if you want to decrement by 2, then n minus equal to 2. Absolutely. Good. So this is the way we can plan it as per what we want. So if I will display this, it will display 15, then 13, then 11 and so on. So let's display this. Then 13, then 11, then 9, like this. When it reached 1, then it says, yes, stop it, because I'm done. So anybody there who could not understand any one of these 3 programs we did, I will repeat if you have any confusion or anything. Anybody able to understand start, end, step, and how it goes and how does it display the value? Particularly those who are joined late, are you guys able to understand? All right, just a minute, I will take the attendance. Yeah, Monica. Correct. So if that means you want to multiply and take the step, meaning is that, right? So you have to count how much. Suppose you are multiplying by 2, so whatever the value, it will multiply by 2. Now you check whether your condition is satisfying or not. Okay, so if you are multiplying, it will never be decrement, isn't it? Multiplication is always increment. So first of all, this 15, then 13, then 11, for that it is not applicable. But if you say 1, 2, 3, 4, every time you are multiplying, then multiplying with what also matters. Like that you have to calculate. Suppose you are multiplying by 2, just like this, plus, I hope you are asking about this, right? So see what happens. First n is 1, it display 1, right? N multiply by 2 means what multiply by 2? 1 multiply by 2 means how much? 2 only. Then second time it display 2, then 2 into 2, 4, third time display 4, 4 into 2, 8, 8, like that it will go on displaying multiply by 2. Okay, so absolutely fine, it's not an error, but you have to make sure that you are understanding what you are doing. Okay, so this is the way you can display as well, no problem. Now let's do some calculation here in the main task. Main task means instead of this console.writeLine, I want to do little more calculation. Okay, suppose if you have understood the logic, you can help me, that will be more beneficial for you. Suppose I want to display something like this, 1, okay, after 1 I want to display 4, I want to display 9, I want to display 16, and 10 elements, up to 10 elements I want to display like this. Then what should be the logic here? aptitude program, sometimes aptitude questions, it says na ki if first number is this, second number is this, third number is this, fourth number is this, what will be the fifth number? So some logic is there behind, right? Forget about programming, there is some mathematical logic is behind. So tell me, what will be the fifth number here? 25. So what you did to get this 25? Absolutely. So whatever 1, 2, 3, 4 you are 5 deciding, the square of that, isn't it? N into n. If n is 1, 1 into 1. If n is 2, 2 into 2. If n is 3, 3 into 3. So suppose this is up to 10 elements, that means dot 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 up to 100 I want. Then what should we do? Let's do it in Notepad, then we'll copy paste it in program. So tell me, if it is 4 and I want to, start by n, integer n, what should be the first question, first program, initial value? 1. Then what? Less than equal to 10. Okay. N into n? N equal to n into n? Okay, let's do that. See what happens. So here what should I display? Console.WriteLine n. Okay. So first time compiler came here. N become 1. Then it checked n value less than or equal to 10 or not. It says yes, it is true. It is really less than or equal to 10. And some sound is coming, so I just muted it. Then it came here. Okay, so suppose this is my computer screen, it displayed 1. Now it came here, n equal to n into n, 1 into 1. Don't you think? 1 into 1. Don't you think n value is 1 means 1 into 1? So what is the new value of n? 1, which is less than 10. Again it came here, again display 1, again came up, n is still 1, 1 into 1, 1, again display 1. Do you think we will reach? It will be 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 only. So but we are not achieving our target, right? Our target is what? After 1 it should be 4, after 4 it should be 9. Don't you think this is a mistake? Here n into n. Absolutely fine. So let's see how it happens. N equal to 1. Then n less than 10 or not, it checked and it says yeah, 1 is less than 10. Come down. It displayed 1 into 1, 1. Then it will come here, isn't it? Okay. N plus plus means 1 plus 1, 2. So it checked, is that 2 less than equal to 10? Answer is yes. Come down. So 2 into 2, that means 2 into 2, 4. Okay. So what is the value of n now? 2. Then it came up. 2 plus 1, 3. So it checked, is 3 less than 10? Yes. So 3 into 3, that means 9. This is matching. Like this you have to build up your logic. Okay. So if you have understood the sequence of execution, easily you can build up the logic. So first this, then this, then this, then this, then this, again then this. So here it will loop through. N plus plus, check whether end condition reached. Not reached, console.WriteLine. N plus plus, check whether end condition reached. Not reached, console.WriteLine. Like that it will go on continuing as long as n value is less than equal to 10. The moment it will be 11, okay, it will increment by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 like that, right? One time will come when it will be 10. 10 into 10 means 100. It also displayed 100, suppose. Just putting dot dot. Suppose already displayed 100. still it will go up here. It will say 10 plus 1 equal to 11. Then it will check, is that 11 less than equal to 10? It will say no, 11 is not less than equal to 10. So it will not leave it inside. So it will come outside and it will say, I am done. So 1, 4, 9, 16, 25. Okay, like that up to 100 it will display. That is what our requirement. So like that, if you practice by debugging yourself like this, the way I did, then your logic will be improved slowly. It's not that in one day you will be master, but okay, with periodically practicing, your logic will be strong. So that one time will come when you will feel yourself that not compiler, I am doing that work. I am going here. I am going there. I am going here. After that only I am coming here. So all these things, when you will start feeling that you are doing everything, then your logic will be definitely strong. So that way you do whenever you face some issue. So before typing in the program, here always I suggest do some paperwork. Do like this. Ask yourself, what I will do if I will be compiler? What I will do here? What I will do here? Then you will easily come to know that every time displaying 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and 1 and I am not reaching anywhere. Then moment you will say n into n here. Okay. So there is nothing harm to think. Think it, write it on paper also, and do it compiling yourself. If you are the compiler, then what you will do? Okay. So do that way and easily you can come to know your mistake and then you can correct it accordingly. So let's copy this and paste it in a program and see whether what we are thinking, whether it is behaving that way. Static void, I will write it as for underscore loop underscore 4. Comment it and call it. Alright, so here you go and put a breakpoint just to understand what you are thinking, it is correct or not. First it will come to start condition, that means n value will be 1, you can see it. Then second is n less than equal to 10, means end condition it will check. It will say yeah, it is true. Then it will let it go inside. But n plus plus has not yet executed as of now. It came inside. So first, second, and then third is console.writeLine. Fourth will be n plus plus. So n is already 1. N is already 1. 1 into 1, 1. It displayed 1. Absolutely fine. Then it came to n plus plus. The moment it met n plus plus, n value become 2. Then it is checking, is this 2 less than equal to 10? Answer is true. Then it will let it go inside. So if n value is 2 now, then of course 2 into 2 equal to 4. So it displayed 4. Then it went up again. Again here, again here. 3 into 3, 9. Displayed 9. Again went here. 3 become 4, which is less than equal to 10. 4 into 4 equal to 16. So like that it will proceed again and again, and since we have taken up to 10, it will display 10 times, but instead of displaying simply n, it will display n into n. Then you can check it, already it has displayed square of each number, 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, 4 square, and so on. One homework for you here, display first 10 elements of the following series. I am writing a straight line, but you have to display like this. This dot indicates similar sequence you go on. 10 elements of the following series. Okay. Let me write last one also. So this series you have to display. That means 10 elements of the following series you have to display. So this is about for loop. Now let's do similar thing using while loop. First let me tell you when should we use for loop and when should we use while loop. From this all observations, one thing you can see, all the situations whatever we did, start, end and step, all these three things we are very well known. We know them. There is nothing too much calculate and find that what will be the end value or what will be the step value or what will be the start value. Or not even we are asking user to enter. Can I say? Did I ask user that please enter end value, please enter start value, or did I calculate something big equation and decided that it is 10? No, I know everything. That I have to start from 1, I have to go up to 10, I have to increment by 1 or increment by 2 and so on. But there will be some situation where we might not be knowing either this, maybe or this, or maybe or this. This time completely I am talking about start and end step. I am not talking about main task. Main task is main task to be repeated, but I am talking about only counting logic, secondary task, start, end and step. So sometimes we might not be knowing either start value, we might be knowing end value, or we might not be knowing end value, we might be knowing start value, or maybe we know both of them but we have no idea about step value, or we might be asking user to enter it, how much you want to increment every time or how much you want to decrement every time, where you want to end up, or maybe as the work goes on we have to ask user, do you want to continue? If you are saying yes, then I will continue. If you are saying no, I will not continue. So that kind of situation also may come sometimes. That means we are not aware about one or more values out of the start and end step. If that is the situation, then writing some equation, accepting some data, writing some calculations, it is little difficult inside this syntax. Imagine somebody says, ask this n plus plus or ask this n less than equal to 10 from the user, or ask whether you want to continue. We have no idea about this n equal to less than equal to 10 or not. Okay, ask user, do you want to continue, do you want to continue, and based on that you take a step further. So it will be very difficult to write here something, 4-5 lines writing here, it is a difficult task. I will not say impossible, but it's a difficult task. So whenever the number of iterations are not well known, number of iterations means number of repetitions, how many times I have to repeat, I have no idea. 10 times or 20 times or 15 times, or even after one time only user will say no, I don't want to repeat, I am done. Like suppose you are going to ATM, okay, and you are doing some transaction. After completing one transaction only it says, do you want to continue? You said yes, I said no. So for you it become 2 transactions, for me it is 1 transaction, for some other it may be 5 transactions also, as long as he is saying yes, yes, yes. So sometimes it may be depending upon the situation or depending upon the user's input, it will decided whether it will run 5 times or 2 times or 7 times or even 1 time or even 0 time also. Okay, so if that is the case, then not preferable to go for loop, but possible. One is called preferable, one is called impossible. But I will say possible, that situation also, but bit complicated. So let's go for while loop, see how those kind of situations we can resolve. So first is while loop syntax. While loop syntax. Actually, already we know start, step and end, right? But thing is, these three things will be arranged in a little different way so that you will get a scope to have lot of statement for start also, lot of statement for step also, and so on. So let me copy paste this, and this syntax I will change it to while loop syntax so that more idea you will get on the contrast point of view. Start syntax I will take it and put it before the loop here. And I will keep it here, but step I will take it after the statement somewhere here. Somewhere here. If you really understand for loop also, you can see this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. Not that 1, 2, 3 and then 4. So if this is 1, why not I will take it above? If this is 2, then why not I will keep along with the loop? If this is 4 after this, then why not I will take this n plus plus after this line? So if I take this way and I made this for to while, while, then the syntax is done. Now how the impact it will be? What good things I will get in this? You can see this start was previously here itself. Little clumsy, little congested. If I want to write 4-5 lines for start, I cannot do there. It will be little clumsy. Not impossible, but yeah, bit difficult. So if I will do it here, start, that means against this start, if you are writing 10 different line also, to take a decision what will be start, not an issue. So you took that start above the loop, kept the end along with the loop, and took the step here. That means for deciding what will be the step, whether 2-2 increment or 5-5 increment or 3-3 increment, to decide that, if you are writing 7 lines here also doesn't matter. Maybe big equation, you are accepting something from user, calculating something, finally you are deciding this is 1 or 2 or 3 or what increment. Absolutely fine, because it has full free space for you to decide start or step, or this is step actually, not start. So to decide step and to decide start, you have lot of space, lot of free area to even write one equation, to write console.writeLine, console.readLine, everything possible. So I can say step console.writeLine, console.readLine also. How many steps you want to proceed, or what increment you want to do, what decrement you want to do, absolutely fine. So whenever it is not straightforward logic, okay, what is the conclusion we reached? Whenever it is not a straightforward logic, that start from here, go up to this, step by this. If it is not a straightforward logic, maybe you are asking user to enter, maybe you are calculating and deciding, then that case, better to go for while. I will not say only possible to go for while. Even for is possible, but little complicated. So let's do one example. What example I did in for, I will not do that in while, because for is specially made when you know everything. Initial point also I know, ending point also I know, step also I know, then without thinking much, blindly go for loop. But any one of these three you don't know, or you are asking user to enter, or you are calculating and deciding. In such situations, think about while, how it goes. If some situations are there, I will tell you later, then you have to go for do while also. But first let's think for versus while. Suppose question is something like this. Go on accepting numbers from user as long as user says yes to continue. How to understand this sentence? You are saying enter the number, enter the number, enter the number. Parallelly you are asking, do you want to continue? Do you have any more number? Do you have any more number? If he is saying yes, 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 as long as he is saying yes, 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 you go on accepting the number. Okay. Finally, when user says no, no to continue, that means no more number, then display sum up all numbers. So looking this question, can somebody say how many times I will loop this? No. Nobody can say how many times I will loop this, because I have no idea. Maybe for you it is 3 times, for me it is 7 times. So this kind of situation when comes, possible in for also, not an issue, but bit you will face complicacy. So if you go for while, it will be better than for, I mean to say, so preferably, not only possible, but preferably to go for while. So how to do while loop here, if you have understood this syntax? My step is as simple as asking user yes or no, and my statement is calculating sum, and my end is, if user says no, then my end. Ask user whether yes or no, that is like step. Whenever user says no, stop it, that is like end. Start with yes, that is my start. So let's arrange all these concepts in a program, then see how it is preferably better than using a for loop. So let's go for while. Static void, I will say while underscore loop 1. So I say start is yes here, because if I will not start with yes, it will not even go first time inside the loop. So start is yes, but that why yes, yes is what? It is not integer, it is a string. So I will say string some answer equal to yes. That means my start value is done. Compare with our actual logic, start, end, and step. Can you guys please mute it? So much noise. Answer equal to yes. That is my start value. Then our syntax is end value should be along with the loop. So let's do that. I will say while answer not equal to no. That means as long as user is not entering no, please continue. That means end condition done. Now come to the main task. Our main task is what actually here? Which task to be repeated here? Sum equal to sum plus number, right? That is what it's saying. So when user is entering no, then can you please display sum of all those numbers? That means I'm accepting one number from a user and making it into sum. So one variable for number, one variable for sum. So integer number and sum equal to 0. Why sum equal to 0? Because 0 plus anything equal to no change. If the question could be multiplication, then I could have taken 1. Why? Because 1 multiplied by anything equal to no change. So the question is sum. So I will say sum equal to 0. Addition. Okay. 0 plus 1, 0 plus 7, no change. So initial value I gave 0. So main task is asking user to enter the number. So console.writeLine, I will say enter the number. Accept it. num equal to convert dot to integer of console dot read line. Absolutely fine. Our main task is still not over. I just accepted, but my program is saying, can you please make the sum of all of them? That is also main task only. So I have to say sum equal to sum plus whatever num. Just now enter num. So this is our main task now. Start is over, end is over, main task is over. What is remaining, guys? Step is only remaining. Okay, this is our main task. All these 3 lines. Now think about the step. So as per the question, if you understand it properly, step is not like n plus plus or n minus minus or n equal to n plus 2, nothing like that. Step is something asking user. That's why I preferred it for loop, while loop. If it could be for loop, then probably it could be little clumsy to write there console.writeLine, console.readLine. But this time I can blindly write here easily console.writeLine to ask user that do you want to continue or do you have any more number? Just for a hint, you can write it here, yes or no. Otherwise, user will not come to know, right? Whether I have to type yes, yes, or capital yes, yes, or only Y for yes, or only no for N for no. So, little bit hint you should give to user. Either type yes, yes, or type no, no, something like that. Then user typed that. So, answer equal to console.readLine. Do I need to do typecast here? No, right? Because answer is string only. So come down. Anything else we need to do? Step is also over. So this is as similar as our step. This is as similar as our step. So start with yes. Go as long as it is no. Every time you ask user to enter whether do you have any more number or not. This is the sequence of start, end and step. And what is the main task here? Main task is ask every time user to enter a number, and whatever he is entering, make that addition to the sum so that sum will be up to date every time with the entered number. So let's come down and say console.writeLine sum of above numbers like that I will write, because I don't know whether user will enter one number or more number, and here I will say sum. Make sense? Acha, I will ask a question. If somebody made a mistake, this line he wrote inside this loop. Suppose I said write it outside the loop, but somebody did a mistake writing instead of outside the loop, he wrote this line inside the loop. So what will happen? Who can say?
So every time you will total the number, sum every time the user enters the number.
Yeah. It will display every time user enters a number. Okay. Suppose first time he entered 1, but initially it was 0. So 0 plus 1, 1. So it will display sum is 1. But he has not yet finished. He is going to enter one more number also, but he say that sum is 1. Again he entered suppose 5. So 1 plus 5, 7. 1 plus 5, 6. So again it will display sum is 6. Sum is 1, sum is 6, sum is 14, sum is 20. Every time you are entering, it will go on displaying. But our question doesn't say that. Our question says only one time you display sum is this. So come out of the loop and display that outside the loop. Mostly people do that mistake. Okay. Loop means everything they will include in the loop, but that is not correct. Our answer is in one line. Sum of all above numbers is this. So we should display here. If you want to write a new line, then display /n here. /n indicates display in a new line. If you want to give 2-line gap, then /n. Okay, this is called escape sequence for new line. New line or blank line, you can say. It will create 2 blank lines and then it will display sum of above numbers and so on. So let's put a breakpoint here and check what we are understanding, up to what extent it is correct. Call this, put a breakpoint here. Okay, you too, when you practice at home, do similar thing. After typing the program, at least you do similar thing to cross check whether our expectation and the program both are in same line. So F10, 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 that means as of now answer should be yes. So not equal to no means it is correct, true. So it will at least go inside the loop. Then it will ask me, please enter a number. I entered suppose 8. Previously it was 0. Just now I entered 8. So 0 plus 8 equal to 8. So new value of sum become 8. Then it will ask you, is that all or you have any more number to enter? I said yes, I do have more number to enter. Then it will go up line number 58. Then it will check true or false. Since I entered yes, so it will let me go inside. Again it will ask enter another number and so on. I entered this time 12. So previous value of sum is 8. New value of num is 12. So 8 plus 12 equal to 20. So 8 plus 12 equal to 20. So F10. So check it out whether it is 20 or not. Like that, you go on proceeding F10, F10, F10 and also parallelly check whether as per your expectation things is happening or not. Okay, somewhere gap is coming, stop, check what mistake you have done and then correct it and proceed. So this time again you asked user, do you have any more number to enter? He said, yeah, one more number I have suppose. Yes. So it will go up and then again ask user. Okay, so this time I entered 5. So sum equal to 20 plus 5 just now I entered. So 25. So new value of sum is 25. Then I asked user, do you have any more number to enter? I said no this time. Okay, I don't have any more number to enter. That's it. Then also it will go up. Otherwise how it will come to know true or false? But when it went up, it checked that user has entered yes means true. User has entered no means false. Because our condition is if not equal to no, then proceed. So it says false. False means it will not let to go inside and it will come outside. Then it will display sum is 25. Okay, so 8, 12, 5. Sum is 25. So see this output, see this program. Check if anywhere any confusion. Sidewise I will keep the output. Any one line where you have confusion, let me know. I will explain again. Any question? Yeah, please. Sorry, can you repeat it? You can write, absolutely. But double equal to you must give. Okay, not single equal to. Single equal to means assigning the value. Double equal to means comparing the value. So you can say double equal to yes, possible. No problem, because that is not assigning, na? That's why I said double equal to. Okay, single equal to means it's a problem, double equal to means no problem. Double equal to means it is comparing whether yes or not. Okay, but single equal to means storing yes into the variable. So double equal to will be absolutely fine. Anybody else? Any other question? So what you overall understood by while loop? When should somebody preferred while loop is when you have no idea how many times the loop is going to continue. That is preferably while loop. But yes, same thing you can do using for loop also, but unnecessary complication you have to follow. Okay, so while loop is preferable when you have no idea that how many times, like I gave the ATM example, right? You did 2 transactions, I did 5 transactions, both are repeating only. You are also repeating, I am also repeating. But when you used that program, you repeated 2 times. When I used the same program, I repeated 5 times. So if that is the case, then better to go for while loop. But if it is something like anybody executes that program, it should execute 5 times. If that is the case, that means it is a constant number of repetition for every time. Then preferably, I will not say impossible or possible, I will say preferably we should go for loop. Possible, but it will be more complicated than this. Okay, so it will be possible, but lot of complications you have to follow. That is what I am saying. So for that, it is not preferable to go for loop. Okay. All right. So we'll stop the class here. See you guys next class.